Would you leave a well-paying job to walk the unpredictable path of starting your own business? Our guest today did just that. Through her determination and grit, she set off to change the world one bag at a time. Welcome to Tuzidi na Hustle, a show that highlights young Kenyan hustlers through their losses, lessons, and wins. I'm your host, Martin Kimathi. Hello.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Tell us your name, the name of your business, and what does it do?
My name is Chebet Mutai, and I'm the founding director of Wazawazi Leather Goods Company, but now we're also Wazawazi Lifestyle, which is a 360 experience on what a modern day African needs every day. So that includes leather goods, apparel, accessories, and travel.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And before all that, you worked in World Bank.
Yeah.
Tell us for how long?
Okay, so I'm trained as an economist, and I had the privilege of getting a really good job as a short-term consultant for 3 years. So you renew your contract, severally in access to finance through credit information sharing.
And why? Why did you leave?
The issues of Africa are exactly the same. They are of basics. We just need to sort out our issues of basics, where sanitation, access to healthcare, education for children, housing, basics. And I got embarrassed that I've gone to school, I have studied, and we're dealing with things that 1970 should have been a priority. Sanitation should have been sorted out.
So you just felt uncomfortable on how things were moving?
Uncomfortable that I'm part of this conversation about issues of basics, and I'm like, it's not moving fast enough. So I thought, let me go to the ground and see what I can do. And then I figured that if I start a business, at least we can put some people in jobs, some children in school, some meals on some tables, some roof over heads. By doing so, we'd accelerate our growth. So what I'm trying to do every single day is to create opportunities that will accelerate our collective growth as Africans to be relevant.
Now take us back, because here you are, you've left a very lucrative job. Now how do you come with the product, the place, the whole basic that you need to start a business? How do you come up with that, especially with the product? What is it that you want to sell?
Over time, I've known for myself that the why is what matters the most. Why do you do what you do? If your why is true, and then it becomes strong. If it is material, you will get tired, you will burn out, you will get bored, and you'll stop. But if your why is genuine, is something greater than yourself, I think that is where you stand the greatest chance of succeeding, or at least not giving up.
And how did you manage just to come with a product that you want to sell?
So I would go to specifically West Africa and come back with a lot of fabric and want to make beautiful clothes, because I love fashion. So I started a fashion house called Wazawazi, and 2 years down the road, I specialized in making bags, because before I was employed, I used to import bags from Dubai, and when I'd come back, I'd be like, man, why can't we just make these bags here? And I thought it was the hardest thing ever to make a bag. So I sort of had a network of people who could buy the bags. But then the price point was very different. The ones I was importing, they were like for 3-4Ks. So now suddenly you have a leather bag and it's 12,000. So it's not the same client. So now you have a new problem of finding the client who's willing to pay 12K from the one who, because the one for 4K is not going to spend that amount. Rarely does someone make a threefold adjustment on their spend.
Well, now how do you come with the price and also the right employees?
You need to hire people. You just go where you have had, for example, there's a community of people with that skill set. For example, if today I was to open a hair braiding salon, even though I don't have long hair, I have heard about Kenyatta Market and I think Umoja. So I'll go there, put a poster and say I'm looking for a braider. For sure, if you're fishing in that lake, you're likely to catch the fish that you're looking for. So also understanding the industry and where you're likely to find that group of people. If you need to hire people, try and hire the people with the right skill set. Of course, they cost more, but what I have learned is cheap is expensive.
Okay. Wow.
And about pricing. Pricing has to be a scientific process, but also your markup needs to also be enough for you to survive, to pay yourself, to pay for future investments. You need something on top. So with time, it is important to see what the market is saying to you. Not with time, actually. All the time, you need to be aware of what the market is saying. For me, the market was saying that the bags were better. So we specialized in the bags. But with time, I also realized that my customer is buying my bag and then they go next door to buy the dress. So I'm like, why not just sell you the dress? Then we started to introduce the clothes recently, and that has proved to me that actually the customer is willing. If you have a good product, they're going to keep following you.
What is the biggest setback you can say you've had in business?
At first, my sort of discovery that not thinking about making money as aggressively as I think would have been better for the growth of the company. It's a two-sided coin for me. In one sense, the company has a human, people-facing side, and then now there's the business side that carries everything. That revelation I realized this like when I was starting to get into a lot of trouble, debt, pressure, and that adjustment was humbling. Right now we are downsizing. I mean, COVID just happened to be the accelerator of them all, the mother of all things.
COVID was just COVID on its own.
Now we blame COVID for everything. COVID, this, that. I mean, but just I had to move out of my workshop that is such a beautiful place. There's no one who has come in and not thought, wow. I mean, because you imagine that if I say come to my workshop, you might imagine this kind of like hole in the wall or very industrial, but this was such an artistic space, and having to exit that, to give it all up, it was almost like childbirth that extended by 3 months. 1 year, I should have had the courage to just accept that this is not the next best move for me. Is not to keep this place but move to a smaller one. So you'll see our new small workshop that we just moved into, and it's so funny that I already love that space so much. I'm not thinking about the other one. That one is gone, and I've never had a smaller team than I have now. I have all these machines that don't have people sitting on, but the other day I was counting and I was like, we have made some investments here. This is pretty damn good. We sold all of these things. This is good. And it all started with a dream that I didn't think would go so far, but at least it was a dream I was willing to be committed to all the way.
Who are your customers?
So my customers are largely Afrocentric individuals. Where when I say Afrocentric is that they love expressing their Africanness, and it is not a question of race. There are people who love Africa, so they are, oriented towards things from Africa, people from Africa, but they also love good quality things. They love our bags because they are good quality. They are as good as any. And I did the research in the US. I realized that actually what my challenge really that I should be solving is access to market, putting myself in front of the right customer who will be willing to pay me my current price and feel that they have even paid me less than I have asked for.
In business, do you have any specific mantra? If yes, which one is it?
I don't know if I have a mantra, but what I do feel now that the only mantra I must have is one of discipline. That I must be disciplined enough to do what I say I'll do. When I do it fast, do it well, do it right the first time.
What are your future aspirations as an individual as well as for the company?
I believe that what we have done so far is the firm foundation that anything can stand upon. So it's okay that we are not the most profitable business in the world or even here. It's okay. But what I am aware of now is that we could be anything, and we cannot be limited by what we think we should be, but we should explore what the market opportunities, what the market problems are that we can solve. I now understand that because already I've made something stick. The bags, the journey up to date, it's solid. So that can be our ground. We can be anything. We can be really, for me right now, I'm just glad I am only 30-something years.
Oh, future is bright.
No, and I have a friend who's 73, actually a few 70-year-olds who I know, if they were told, lose all your money, I give you 35 years old today, they will leave everything in a heartbeat just to have time and vitality, youth, strength. I mean, I know them. They will leave everything just to be young. So for anyone who's young right now, that's all you need. You have the advantage of time.